Hello. Apparently a tradition of yawning has occurred. And my watch is going off, saying, hey, it's 11 o'clock. Time to start the stream. Excuse me. Making sure things are set to do not disturb. As I adjust my earphones. Okay. So, here we are. We're getting back to working on this table. And I am using a new version of Blender. Blender just updated again. It is now... Let's see, what are we? How do I get to the About window on this version? Well, on any version. I've never actually used the About window on Blender. Because usually you put it underneath the help. Maybe system info. No, that's just save some system info. Oh well. Also, before I go any further, I'd like to point out that this particular piece here is actually someone else's fan art. So I need to point you to that. I happen to find it. Here it is. You can find it through this particular user. They created it. It's a very nice piece of work. You should go and visit them. Because I didn't realize this was... Well, I kind of had a feeling it was fan art when I was using it as a reference. But I didn't realize... I didn't remember it was reference until I actually looked at the file name and realized it embedded the information in there. So I grabbed that and looked them up, and here's their page. So go ahead and visit them. Now back to actually working on the model. So we've got our little table here. Also, after playing around a little bit and looking up some information, I am, instead of using the cycles renderer for what I'm going to be doing, Eevee seems to be a better choice for what I'm planning on doing. So we're going to be sticking with Eevee for rendering in the future. Now, one thing I need to do here is I actually need to click on this and not scale it. Now, what's the button to set smooth? Is it object? Yeah, shading smooth. So I do that. Then we have to go to, is it modifiers or add-ons? Is that what it's called? Modifiers. Add modifier. And we want to do, let's see, where are you? There you are. Edge split. This allows to have that nice smooth shading on the edge without getting rid of the smoothness around the edges. There we go. Okay. I believe, yep, I have already grouped this together so I can turn it on and off. So okay. Okay, this is the green ladder. There's a lot of green in the Community Crusaders class So we have the green floor, we have this green around frame, we have the green table, we have this green box. Lots of green. Okay. Yeah, stupid nose. Okay, let's see here. Oh, wow, yawn. Oh, the new add-on feature. Cool. Yep, that's neat. Let's see here. Now, I think I've pretty much got the model itself built except for the nails. Okay. There we go. Now I know where the front is. Yeah, solid's going to help us see the edges a little bit better here. Okay. Hello, Apple Bloom. So let's see here. You know, I've already got nails built. So why don't I just use those? So I'm going to hide the table real quick. And let's take this one and zoom out here. Let's click on this, go to here, cursor to selected, and then view, viewpoint, line view. There we go. So I was just enjoying the view. So we can highlight that. Let's go ahead and turn on this. That, do that, and I believe, yep, that's all of it. So I believe I can copy this. And turn the table back on, zoom out, highlight table, do this, so we just have the table again. Okay, oops, well, let's go back out. We want just the table. There we go. Turn that off. Click on the front, because that's where the nails come out. Go like this. Highlight that. Let's go with cursor to selected. And can we paste? Okay, apparently Control V is something else. Vertex. So how do I paste? And the question is, did I even copy? Okay. You know, I don't think I copied. It looks like I did copy, but it was the entire object. And not just the stuff I wanted. Hmm. Well, there goes my time-saving idea. Okay, what can I do here? Grab that and move that around. Can I, like, copy these, cut these? I can duplicate, but that's just duplicating the mesh in the area. Okay, separate. Did I just put that into its own model? I did just put that into its own model. Cool. That works. So I can just delete that. And this one has that split modifier on already. Okay. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Then I think about it, it might be easier just to build the model based on this model to get what I want out of this. Also, once again, I saw that option to move its origin point somewhere. And now I can't remember where that is. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. It's like I always find it when when I don't like need it. So that's like the annoying point, is like I always find what I'm looking for when I'm not needing it, and then I completely forget because I don't need it at that time. So why remember at that time, you know? Okay, there we go. So it looks like I made a cylinder here. So I'm just going to grab this and pull it out to the edge. And we're going to need to scale this up here. That's actually pretty close to the scale we need. I'm just using this as a rough end, basically. Because I'm gonna build a new one because I know I'm gonna need to twist them and bend them to make them look like that. So right now I'm just giving myself a rough in using this old nail because I'm going to actually need to build one from scratch and do some stuff if I can remember how to do it. Okay, so this is going to be there. Yeah, getting my stretches in. Okay, now we are going to need a cylinder, so let's actually do this and go to selected because that's a good spot to start. Okay, turn that back off, hit mesh, add mesh. We're going to need a cylinder. And zoom out, select all, boom, 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 boom. There we go. Oh. So actually change that back to wireframe, rotate that so it's on its side. Shrink this. Let's see. I think that's about where we need it. Whoops. Yep, that's where we need it, all right. Okay. Now I gotta move that back over here. Gonna zoom in, gonna grab this and move it over here. And then we're gonna extrude, extrude, extrude. Let's see, how many of these I'm gonna need? I don't think we need it anywhere near as that many, because I think I've overloaded some of the models with polygons for the purposes I need. But I might have to add some of those in depending on how things work out. Oh, excuse me. I think that's about enough. So what I'll do now is extrude again, except this time I'm going to scale it out to here, then extrude it. Yeah, that needs to be half that width. There we go. Now I can zoom in over here. Okay, so now I can extrude one more time here and then do that. And now let's see, it's vertices, and I believe there's a merge command. Nope. I seem to remember there's a way to like automatically blend these together. Yep, I did it. Okay. Yep. There we are. Let's go back to wireframe because we're going to need to do that on the other end. I wonder if I can do that right from here. That looks like it. Yep. Okay. Now I just need to go set smooth, add modifier, add split. Okay. Now I need to remember how to deform this using, there's this method you can deform things using, I'm trying to remember what they're called. Well, I can probably find out what they're called just by adding one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to here and add curve. Specifically a my mouth can't right now. Bevel curve, I think it's called. So I can just grab these and put them where I want them. there we go. Now, I believe that is another modifier. So I do happen to have something else that's already modified like this in this structure. I just need to grab it and see what I have here. Yep. Okay. What is the name of this modifier? It has a curve logo on it. Huh. So I'm going to click on this, going to add modifier and look for that curve. There we are, curve. Okay. Let's see what happens when I click back on the curve. And okay, that works. There we go. That keeps that, but it gets a little wonky there. Okay, so that gives me that kind of control. So, okay, that means... Now I'm trying to remember, is it extrude? What did we extrude? I think it's extrude, so I need to pull this back into here, and yeah. That gives us a little bit more. So I can grab this, move it over here, do that. Okay, so that's just me relearning there, but 3 points is probably a good idea for what we need. Okay, and I actually, let's pull this back and let's actually do, actually I want this pretty much like up there, and we have one more here. And this one should help keep the front of the nail relatively straight when we move other stuff around. Well, I thought it would anyways. Okay. I wonder. Let's go to here. Name vector groups to determine influence of the modifier point. Ooh. So yeah, it's X we want to do. Okay. Let's get through this holding again. Dink, 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 dink. so I can't do that. Okay, so my idea didn't quite work. So what I'll actually do here is unable to execute toggle edit mode error changes. Okay. I seem to have broken something. I'm not quite sure how. Because suddenly I can't do anything with that. So can I delete it? Yes, I can. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new one. Actually, it's a pretty good place for that one. And let's name that one. I'll just call it bend. That's an animate function. Okay. So yeah, that gives us that. So I can now bend that pretty freely, and I can add more points. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I could probably do. Do that, and I believe it's W. No, that is not. It must be S. Okay. That changes the type of selection. Good to know. And note that scale. Trying to remember how to subdivide. I can do it from here, but what are the shortcuts for that? I used to know all the shortcuts in Blender, but now I can't remember. There we go. So we now have that built and controlled the way we want it. Now we just need to stretch apparently. And highlight both of those. And we also want to duplicate, because we will need two. So highlight all that. go back to work here. I don't need that one anymore, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide it. Oh. Hello. Is this for an animated series? I have, by the way, sorry for missing all the fun that's been going in the chat room. Um, it's not for an animated series. I was just focused on my work here. It's not for an animated series. It's basically for my own project, for my own learning how to do something. Because like, I see a lot of people trying to make 3D look like 2D, and I know I can do that. I just need to learn how. Meaning the mechanics of how to do it. I can see how to do it in my head. Because there's been lots of great work with this. And I really liked My Little Pony, and I should say I really like My Little Pony, specifically the Gen 4. And so I just started like, I can do that. So I started working with Blender again, because I've worked with Blender before in the past. And I started building this mock-up, this reconstruction of the Kingdom Hearts Creators Clubhouse in Blender 3D a while ago. And I only recently got back into it because I was like, I really want to get back into this project and actually finish it up. So I'm going to just do streams of me working on it in Blender. And in the process, I will relearn how to do Blender. Because it's been forever since I worked with Blender. And Blender has changed so much between 2.79, I think, was the last one I worked with. Or 8. I can't remember the specific number. Till we're at like 291, I think, is this current version, which I still haven't found anywhere to bring up the about box. It's been so long. Also, Control S. Save. Okay, so are you trying to apply a modifier? If so, you have to be in object mode, Control R to add loop cuts. Thank you. I wasn't trying to apply a modifier. I was trying to go back into the edit mode of the curve, and for some strange reason that curve broke. It wouldn't allow me to go into edit mode anymore, and I could not figure out why. I think it had something to do with me hitting undo at just the wrong moment. And thank you for joining me, YS Books, or I'm just gonna say Yes Books. Also, hello Color and Flow, nice to see you again. And YS Books, feel free to make any other suggestions on stuff and giving me tool tips, because like I said, I haven't worked in Blender in so long, and there's just so many tutorials out there right now. I'm just going to dive in and see what I don't know. Then if I really get stuck, I'll go out and find a tutorial and come back. And so how's my progress coming along? Pretty good so far, because I've got this table pretty much built. I just need to put the nails in here, which is what I'm working right now. And I can probably just group these together here. Excuse me. Let's see, objects. Excuse me. I could probably just do this and this. I believe that's the right direction to parent the curve to the cylinder. I believe that did it. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay. Certainly not as tiring as music. Um, Art is art, though. I can get pretty mentally tired working on this. And once again, thank you for stopping by YS Books. And sorry I didn't see you sooner. I guess I just got so focused on what I was doing. Um, so right now I'm going to move this over to where I want it. Yeah, I don't really have a finished date. I have an idea of where I would be finished with this project, as in what would be done in the model itself, but I don't have a date of when I would have it finished. Let's see, what's the scale on that right now? Is that the right scale? Get that about the right angle here. Also, just looking at 2D art, sometimes you see how inconsistent it is. That looks right, but then you look at my model, which is very close to it, and you realize this back leg is probably shorter than the other legs. You can actually even see that, because here's this front leg. If you trace it straight across, the bottom of this leg should be right around here. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Great job, YS Books. That's awesome. Doing an animated series? Right on. Yeah, and depth perception is a big thing. There's two different types of ways you can see a 3D model. We have orthographic and perspective. Perspective is closer to what we see in the real world. Orthographic is more of for planning things out. I think it's more commonly used in drafting. Because I think it's more precise and allows you to see certain things better. It's been so long since I've done anything remotely close to drafting. I was actually in a drafting class. I actually did take that for a semester. Is it a semester? Is that what you called that? Because it was an experimental thing by my high school. They actually, the last year of your high school career, you could choose what classes you wanted, and you could actually try out stuff in a small section of the year. So I was like, I'll try drafting. Yeah, it was okay. I eventually ended up in God, drama. I eventually ended up in drama for the rest of the school year. It was kind of fun. I like acting. It's fun. Okay, so this needs to be... I think the head of the nail actually needs to be a little bit smaller. I think the shaft is just about the right size, maybe. Get this line back up to the way where they have it. Actually, no, the head looks about the right size too. I just need to bend it a little bit. That is awesome that you're working on an animated series in Blender. Feel free to put a link to it in the chat. YS Books. Are you okay with me calling it Yes Books? Because that just sounds cool in my head. Also, Brohoof back. Okay, let's see. Bo, 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 bo. Bo, bo, bo. Actually, I need to move that down a little bit further here, so I'm going to grab this, and that feels about right. And I'm going to need to do a little fudging. I forgot that was a thing. I don't know if actually, I think that's an option for streamers, whether or not they allow links in chat. Let me check. Live chat. Slow mode. Moderator blacklists. Allow chat replays. I do not see anything about links. So you're probably absolutely right. Okay. So let me bring back up my views here. Okay. Now, I need to do a little fudging with this plank. Because the front and back planks are supposed to be apparently a little thicker than this, but when I was trying to line things up, okay. Okay, so I need to make this actually a little bit larger, so I can do that from the top view here. Highlight that, and I think, yep, that does it. Just one little block is enough. So I need to do the same in the back here. So, what could you give a quick summary of your series for the for us, please? YS Books. I should say, would you please, not could you please, because English language being polite in it is very hard sometimes. Thank you. Okay, this needs to be up a little bit more. That's a little too high, so it's got to be like an in-between here. So let's move this down to here. That's good. Okay. Now, it needs to be bent up a little bit, so I'm going to move this up here. And grab that and actually move it out here. And grab this and do that like that. Move this down a little bit more because we want it to look. There we go. And we actually need to move it just a tad bit. Go back into wireframe. It's actually over pretty far. But I'm gonna give it a little that over a little bit there. Let's take this, put it back to solid, move it back out. Put it back to orthographic. Yeah, it looks about right. Though I think I could shrink it down just a tad. Okay. Does duplicate? Yeah, duplicating it just does that. Okay. Okay. Let's go there. Highlight that. Do that. Bring this down to here. Grab this, and this one's all the way down here. Rotate. Grab. My characters have supernatural powers because of their individual bloodlines. I'm using the video editor in Blender too. The only problem I have with the video editor in Blender is like it's slow. It is slow compared to some of the other video editors I work with. Though my favorite video editor that still has a free option that I've been using for a while is Lightworks. That is like the most powerful video editor I've really run into when it comes to just pure video editing, not doing special effects or adding in any fancy stuff. Just pure cutting and splicing together and adding things together and overlaying things and the basic kind of layering of video files. It's really fast. It's very lightweight. It is a very powerful little program. And my favorite feature over all the others, the fact that its autosave feature is perfect. I've never lost any work with it, except, well, technically I may have lost a little bit of work, like one step of edit, meaning like I cut one frame and then it crashed and then it came back, that cut wasn't there, but that was one edit out of all the other edits, because it doesn't even have a save button. That's how good its autosave is. It just, as you work, it's basically saving. Every time you make an edit is a save. I wish more programs were like that. And I also wish more programs had like built-in history files. So as you made edits, you could go back through the history of those edits. And I also wish they were branching. Like another program I use called Affinity Designer. It has branching undo, which is a godsend. Because like, oops, I made a mistake. And then you move something and, oh no, I overwrote my undo history. No, you didn't. You just tap on the tree icon that is now in your undo history and you can go back to that other undo chain. Very handy. I have special effects and I created my own transitions. Ooh. I just wanted to keep everything in one software package. That's a good goal. Keep everything simple. One of my favorite phrases is KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Also, that's a really good thing to help with ADHD, because if you make things too complicated, you just get overloaded and you break, and it's not a fun time. Okay. Let's see. That's that. There's the one we want. Okay. We actually want this up here, and grab this. Let's see. Is it Z? No, Z's up and down. Y. There we are. out a little bit here. Okay. The face could be turned down a little bit more on this one. That actually means I need to move this in and rotate. Okay. It looks like I also need to rotate this slightly towards the camera. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. That feels about right. What do you guys think? How does that feel compared to the reference image over here? Also, while I'm thinking about it, okay, D. Just checking out something here. Huh. Okay, let's go back here. I was just checking in something because it's being popped in on my phone, so I thought I'd look that up. Yeah. Yeah, my stream's actually getting pretty close to finishing up. I was actually thinking of looking at your page real quick. Just out of curiosity, where do you get do you have any B-roll footage? Like do you pull skyline videos and stuff like that from sources online where you can get stuff and get it rights free, I should say? Okay, I think the model is actually done. I think this model, I should say, is actually done. I think these might actually need to be scaled down a little bit. And do you have friends also do voiceover work for you? So let's grab this and actually scale it down just a little tiny bit. Let's do the same with that. Yeah, that feels about right. I'm actually gonna grab this and move it out slightly. Okay, save that, and I think that's all the work on the model today. Cool, that worked out really well. Okay, so I modeled the nails today and got that set up, did some modeling on the table. Yeah. And where did I just... Oh, just looking at your page here, it looks like you also have like small segments of individual characters. And do you use motion capture for your work? Okay, so yeah, that's done there. And for anyone watching this stream later, here's YS Books' YouTube page. So I thought I'd bring that up and show everyone so they can get a clear look at where to go. Okay. So that's it for now. Just gonna do the usual wrap up for the end of my streams here. Thank you all for coming. Thank you to the new visitor, YS Books. Great job on working on your own video animated series. That's cool. You're welcome. And also like to point out again that one of the images I've been using was a fan art made by an individual. I showed them at the beginning of the thing, and I have a link to their page in my description for this stream, so you can find it there. I have today I worked on this. Today I worked on the nails and modified the table a little bit more. Next stream, I should be working on the textures, or at least getting the base texture for this model out of the way. Thank you for the little tip there earlier, YS Books. The Control R, I believe it was. Scrolls back up. Yes, Control R. Remember, if you want to help this channel, there's links in the description for that. You can watch the playlists on my channel. I usually do, and I should be getting back to them soon again. Pop culture reviews, talking with a friend of mine, Ember. Excuse me. You can see my little logo down in the corner of the stream. That's my little avatar there. We review movies, TV shows, all that stuff. And you can watch playlists, you can watch the individual videos, you can share them out. So thank you all for visiting. Thank you for stopping by YS Books and Color and Flow. It's always nice to have people talk with during the chat, during the stream, during the chat. Yay, I can English. Okay, thank you all for visiting. Subscribe, like, ring bell, all the magical YouTube stuff. And y'all have a wonderful time. See y'all later.